Okay, go.
Ew, do you smell that? Nope, it's not a cow fart, it's a cow belch. According to Amy Quinn from UC Davis, a belch is coming out of the front end of the cow and not the back end. A belch can emit a total of 220 pounds of CH4 throughout the year. Now, to specify, the cow emissions coming from the cattle industry come from the front of the cow, not the back. Cows and ruminants altogether do have some poop emissions that create methane, but the most of it comes from belching. Ever since high school, I've been doing research and based off of the methane emissions from cattle from the rumen. So the last few weeks, I dug deeper into what the cattle emission is all about. The livestock producer and the view of the consumer are all big factors that play a role in how much beef we as producers can produce within the United States. Now, we're always looking for change. In a 2021 article, it stated that the amount of energy saved from commercialization is enough to suppress gut methane emission and improve productivity. The viewpoints and statistics around the effect of cattle emissions on the climate is a big factor in the overall view of everything. While cattle make up a portion of greenhouse gas emissions in the globe, ways to improve livestock output and assist industries in reducing methane emissions are the 4 points of our lives. CH4 has an atmospheric lifetime of up to 12 years. CH4 has an atmospheric lifetime of up to 12 years. But with moderate reduction of global CH4 at 0.3% per year, it can stabilize the warming from the CH4. This on behalf of Reisinger. Each sector plays a part. Not just livestock has a role in emitting CH4. Livestock, commercialization, industry, and industrialization all play a role in total methane emissions. Now, if we're not careful, this could exceed over 2 degrees Celsius over all the sectors. Now, livestock do account for 15% of total emissions, 40% of which is methane digestibility. The EPA states that 1.5 times more than ag is what's accounted for transportation, industrialization, and commercialization. Dr. Benoit St. Pierre, SDSU professors, explain deeper that methane, CO2, and nitrous oxide all retain heat. However, it's NO2, CH4, and CO2, and then methane that are the most dangerous in that order. Now, to every problem, there are solutions in sight. Greenhouse gas emissions reduced to 27% can take effect in herd, animal, and pasture efficiency and livestock production. Utilization of higher digestibility forages can mitigate CH4 production tremendously. Additionally, genetically engineered ryegrass can reduce grazing emissions by up to 23%. Moreover, there's been studies that show that seaweed daily doses can reduce methane emissions tremendously by up to 99%. Now, even though some things are smaller than the eye can see, there are products that can reduce methane emissions from the cattle, such as Experior, an Elanco product, the first FDA-approved feeding additive to reduce gas emissions in cattle and increase carcass weight entirely. This is a beta antagonist, which can make a world of difference. To conclude, when these are whether fed in a minute amount or as large as the ocean, such as seaweed, solutions are in sight to CH4 emissions in livestock production. Each sector is responsible and must take improving strides to keep CH4 production or CH4 emissions at a low. To restate my thesis, cattle make up a portion of greenhouse gas emissions. Many ways to improve output and production overall can assist. To close, whether it's a hoof, finger, or leaf, anything can turn a greenhouse gas emissions and decrease it tremendously, and the solutions are what truly matter. Thank you.